Hi there. Doing several videos the next couple of days, maybe weeks, I don't know. But I got two updates coming up. This is my Goodwill update. Actually, it's not that great. There's not a lot of great stuff in here. I'm going to be doing another update, which has great records in it. And I am doing a 7-inch collection video featuring the last segment of 7 inches I have, which is indie, alternative, punk, grunge, whatever, that genre. So that's going to be cool. It's probably some of my coolest stuff in there. But right now I'm doing a Goodwill find, and hope you like it. Like I said, there's nothing special in here, but starting off with one 7-inch. Excuse me. It's Wendy and Lisa Sideshow. It's nothing special. It's just a little. It's a good song actually. So why not? Wendy and Lisa. They were interesting to say the least. Most of these records are not keepers. I just warn you. Starting off with this one. This is called Our Best to You, featuring Dutch groups from the late 60s, early 70s. It's on a label called Imperial. That's their logo. And it features the Cats, Continental Uptight Band, Brainbox, Himalaya, September, Left Side, Focus, Honest Man, Tortilla, Robert Long, and Unit Gloria, which Unit Gloria were a great psych band, but with Robert Long they became NCCC Inc. It originally came with a poster. It's not in here. Found it for $1. It's in good shape. It's got some really good tracks and some horrendous tracks. It's not a keeper. I don't think I'm gonna listen to this that much. The Focus track I already have. Brainbox it's a good band. It's just not really my cup of tea. And overall, there's like 2 or 3 tracks that are really good. There's a couple of tracks that are terrible, and then the rest is mediocre to me. But yeah, this was a nice find. This is probably going to a record store for some store credit. There's some horrendous 80s music in here. Not really horrendous. I mean, I like it, but this is one of them. 5-star, Luxury of Life. This is their 1985 debut album on, I think it's RCA or 10th. Anyway, it comes in original inner sleeve. There's the label logo, and what it is, it's for those who don't know, 5-star, they're a British group featuring siblings. They're all brothers, sisters, and they have this typical 80s pop R&B sound, which, I mean, it has some good tracks on here like All Fall Down and Systematic, but it's not killer. Again, not a keeper. I just wanted to hear it. I remember it from around 85 when I listened to this. And now it's a goner. This was actually fun, but again, not a keeper. This is Roxy Music's Viva. It's a live album, gatefold. It's got pretty cool custom labels. Like I said, this is a good album actually, but I'm not a big fan of live albums, so I don't see the necessity to keep this. I've been buying Roxy Music records last couple of weeks, and been listening to them. Not a big Roxy Music fan, but it's fun to pick them up, listen to them, and then sell them again. This I had to pick up because I was interested. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. nothing to say about this. It's got Susudio, it's got One More Night, Don't Lose My Number, Take Me Home. It's got a couple of great hits. It comes in original inner sleeve, but I don't see why I need to have this in my collection. Just listening to it, it's enough for me. So that's still good music, actually. But there was a piece of shit in here that I just want to show. Here you are. Once Upon a Time in the West, the music of Ennio Morricone. If that was all it said, I was happy. It does say this as well. And other great Western movie themes. It didn't ring home. I didn't understand exactly what this was. I thought it was a comp featuring music by Ennio Morricone. It does, but it doesn't. It's not a comp. It's an album released in 1980 by, I hope you can see it. If not, it's the Eddie Starr Orchestra and Singers that released it. And they're bad. They're horrendous. Let's just say if you think James Last is the greatest musician alive, well, he's not alive, but ever, this might be, just your cup of tea. I didn't think this was great at all. Skipped it, and basically one side was enough for me. It's a double album, and it's a goner. Definitely not an interesting record. This is the Coma Teens. Deal With It. 1984. Former library copy. There's a little envelope here. There's library stickers up here. It's got stamps on it and stickers on it. It's a former library copy. It played really well. That's the reason why I did pick it up, and I was interested. Never heard of the Coma Teens, and it's fun. It's interesting. It's just not a great album. I thought it was more synth or that kind of sound. It's just pure pop. Yeah. They have 3 albums. This is their last. So apparently they had some success. Then I picked up Bellyache Some with Some People. Bellyache Some is a pop singer that I know for a song that's on here called Imagination. That song is awesome. The rest of the album, I thought, it would be the same. This is the inner sleeve. Alas, it's not. That song just pops out. It's great. The rest of the album is mediocre. It's not that interesting. So, yeah, this came from 1985. The mid-80s, I'm not a big fan of, actually. But, yeah, well, I just had to listen to it. Maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. Apparently it wasn't. This I picked up for the sleeve. I have on that wall 4 frames. That's it. Where my girl and I basically mix up records, put them in their sleeves, and just for some interesting artistic value, I guess. I did pick this up for that, but I'm not keeping it because I'm really looking for his other stuff from the late 50s, early 60s. This is from 73. I do like the typography. This Future Sound Shock by Enoch Lied. It's a double album on Project 3. It's quadraphonic. I haven't listened to it because I'm not interested. I know what his music sounds like, but I actually wanted this framed, but his He has this percussion series, 4 parts or so, that have dots and squares, and it's a lot more artistic. This is not that interesting at all, after all. Sometimes you try something, sometimes not. 2 more records, and then I'm done. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this. I have another comp. The quality sound wasn't that great. I cleaned all these records. Maybe it sounds better now. I will check it out, but for the moment, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. It's fun. It's a great find. Francois Hardy with sings about love. Compilation, which is kind of dubious. It came out on a sub-label of Pi, which is it can be shown here, Marble Arch, in 1968, but there's a copyright on the album from 1964. So the songs are from 1964, including Tout le garçon et le fil. It is a comp. I like her tracks, but the quality wasn't that great, so I need to check it again after I did clean it. But this is a cool record. So maybe I'm keeping that, maybe I'm not. And the last one I am keeping, except I expected a little bit more. I expected this record to be funky, really, really funky. It's more disco type. It's from 1973, and it is, I believe, second album by MFSB. Love is the message. The album cover is amazing. But the music, I was kind of underwhelmed. It's interesting. It's on Philadelphia International Records. But it's not mind-blowing soul or funk or whatever. It's interesting. I'm keeping this for sure. But it's not the killer album that I've heard people talk about. Because I've seen this shown in the vinyl community very often and never was able to find a good copy for cheap. Now I did find a good copy, but it underwhelmed me. But it's still a cool record. Anyway, that's my update. Whew. Lots of shitty records there. Anyway, take care. Leave some comments, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.